Three prominent politicians losing their jobs amidst sexual misconduct allegations in less than 24 hours. Whirlwind, right? Why is this all coming out now? And could it represent a watershed moment in Canadian politics? Martha Hall Findlay is a former MP who also ran for the leadership of the Liberal Party of Canada in 06 and 13. Currently, she's the president of the Canada West Foundation and a friend of the show. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Some of these allegations we're talking about date back more than a decade. Why do you think all of this is coming out now?
I think because women are feeling empowered. I think Jen Gerson was saying just before that it is really interesting to see now how many women feel as though if they are to speak up now, they're going to be listened to. And I think that's really important.
Across the board.
Across the board. And absolutely, this is not politics. This is not just business. This is not just sport. There's been a lot happening in sport, obviously, that's been coming forward, also dating back many years. It is really important that people feel that if they speak up, they will be listened to. Part of the problem is that it's all being done publicly. And so, I think there's some important questions about due process that we need to talk about as well. But for so long, women, and not entirely women, but for the sake of the discussion now, so many of the people coming forward are women, have never felt as though they had an avenue. So whether it was a justice system that didn't respect them, didn't feel that they were credible, whether it was policing systems that didn't listen to them, didn't feel as though they were credible, even once taking something to court when they were just made to feel as though they were in fact at fault in the courtroom. In other circumstances, no real avenue. HR, wasn't necessarily independent.
Let me ask you about that, because the last time you were here, you were talking about the corporate culture in Canada being in denial when it comes to sexual harassment. Do you think the political class has been in denial as well?
I think society as a whole has been in denial.
But specifically to you
spent time but the stories today, of course, are politicians. Mm-hmm. But we've been dealing with stories dealing with sports, with coaches, with doctors.
I get you, but I ask you because you used to spend time in the Hill in that capacity. You have firsthand experience. Has our political class been talking about it, but not dealing with it?
Well, don't forget there were two MPs, 2 years ago,
MPs,
who were kicked out of caucus because of this kind of allegation. So it's not new. I think the political world, just like the corporate world, just like the world of sports, just like the world of entertainment, obviously. Interesting you're questioning the world of media a bit. It is everywhere, and I think that it is everywhere that is coming to grips with it.
Did you ever experience sexual harassment as a politician?
No, I didn't, thankfully. But there's also an element of the age that I was when I was a politician, the careers that I had already had. So when I was in public office, I was way less dependent on some of the other things that perhaps a young woman staffer might be worried about her job. So the fact that I didn't have that certainly doesn't mean that it wasn't happening. And listen, as a woman, you're always you're treated differently.
Yes.
Sometimes better, sometimes worse.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're tight for time, and I want to hear from you on this. Do you think we're at a tipping point?
I think we've been watching the tipping point through the entertainment business and the fact that more and more women are coming forward. It is really important that they do and that they feel that they can. I would really love our society to establish better avenues and a better justice system that allowed this to happen in a respectful way and allowed due process, because unfortunately, we are now seeing people being tried and convicted in the media. And I feel really strongly, I think we all need to remember also that our society depends on due process, and fundamentally innocent until proven guilty. People do need to have that opportunity.
We'll leave it there, which means we'll continue the conversation, right?
Well, I look forward to that.
Martha Hall Findlay, thank you.